new cast members, a bromance in full bloom, and an 8-year birth announcement. Welcome to Showmance, the only show on the internet that does deep dives on shows with no depth. Summer House is back, bitches! Everything about this episode hit. It was banger after banger. I'm laughing. My jaw's on the floor. Did you guys not feel this way?
I mean, I never feel that way.
You're
But
very
that's why
unique.
we work so well together.
Okay. Well, I felt that way, America. God, I love Summer House.
I do love Summer House. I cannot stand West. I cannot.
I can't
that
stand him
little
either,
kid.
but I'm obsessed with the bromance between West and Jesse. I think it happens to be so adorable. I just need West to get his shit together because he
Yeah.
is such a fuckboy currently.
Yeah.
And I can't not say the F word with that because it's just the term that he is. All right, we're starting top of the pops.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't stand Kyle. For the record, let's start the show off right. Let you know I can't stand Kyle. Never have, never will.
Maybe it's because I'm from the Northeast and these people seem familiar to me. I don't know what it is, but I watch this show with a different level of attentiveness.
I know what it is for me, and I think that whether you in general realize it or don't, this show is the ultimate in fantasy fulfillment.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there's no one on planet Earth that doesn't have a group of friends that they don't want to spend the summer with in a summer house. Like, let's set aside the fact that like, oh yeah, we all want that kind of money to like be able to afford that. But it's like, take that aside, like, or take that out. There's no more fun vacation than the one you take with all your buddies
So
to the
true.
lake. That is the best moments you'll ever have in your life.
Yeah, like when we all go to
As far
Palm
as
Springs.
exactly. Even for the 3-day Palm Springs, a weekend, like vacations are fun with family. They're fun with your loved one. It's fun with your friends. It's just a next excuse.
Excuse me.
With your friends, it's just a next level kind of thing, and the groceries and the cooking and the getting wasted and having fights and
And
like,
the fun parties.
yeah, dude, there's nothing better. So that I think that the reason this show is so amazing is just that, the fantasy fulfillment of it all. It's full on that.
I completely agree with you, but I also think whoever casts this specific show does a superb job.
Yeah, that's true.
The two new girls, and I know we're getting a new guy as well, and who knows if this other girl whose name none of us can remember, we all remember Lexi.
We all just Googled it. I think she's but maybe a S9E1 and never back again, because like,
Totally.
the cat Lexi's there. This girl is a whoosh.
When she showed up with Lexi, I was like, oh, her friend is coming to drop her off. That's what I thought. So I was so surprised
Yeah.
when she stayed the weekend.
Well, yeah, no one told about the friend. They just said there's a new girl coming, Lexi.
Yeah.
And then Lexi brought her buddy.
So
it feels like it feels like Kyle and Amanda cast the show. Like, I think they probably were the ones to, like, because it's
bring her
his
to
house.
casting.
I feel like this was Kyle's idea, probably. I don't know if it was Kyle's idea for a show. Maybe they reached out to him, but like, he was already doing this with all of these people. Like, it seems like they know everyone that's coming in. So it's probably like a similar-ish kind of Whitney situation where it's like, no, these are the people that are from here. These are the people that get these houses. This is meet these people, like whatever it is. You know, it seems like
100%.
they all, because didn't Amanda say like, I met them somewhere?
Yes, because they all have to do that. Remember I was telling you when my
Yeah.
friend who got offered like the Beverly
Oh
Hills
yeah,
stuff.
I'm not saying that like they're the end all be all of casting, but it just seems like that's how like
They try to like show that there's some connection there with at least one person on the cast, or at least that's what I've
Yeah.
learned from the Bravo stuff that I know of. What I'm fascinated with is that on this show specifically, casting seems to have a great picker. Not necessarily with the dudes, because they've had a lot of dudes that have been flops, but if you look back, there isn't a huge cast turnover. And when they invite a new person on the show, like Sierra was a banger
yeah.
from jump.
What dudes have been flops?
Oh my God.
I can't even remember.
That guy who was on with a girl who was also a flop like a few seasons ago that kept saying that he was straight, but he seemed like he was gay. And
he wasn't
kept,
a flop. That's not a flop. Like that was an interesting guy to watch.
but didn't come back.
Right. But
and
I'm
he
just saying,
also-
like, flop to me is like the Scientology lady from
Oh, okay, so
Housewives.
then-
like some people are just like, I watch old clips of him and I'm like, I forgot That guy was fascinating.
The guy who's half like Swiss and half Asian, who was like the bodybuilder, total flop.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
The guy from like 2 seasons ago that was like, he was in the Marines or the Army or something. I think his name's like Chris or Christian.
The guy that was with Hannah and like they had that will they won't they thing for a long time.
No. He was literally on 2 seasons ago.
Never mind. You proved the point I was searching for. I was like, I can remember all these dudes. There's no flops, so I don't remember any of these dudes.
Yeah, and
so
they're all and the only
go.
and again, I didn't remember them either, but because I'm just fresh off the boat with watching this stuff. But my point is, I think casting does a really good job because I'm watching these 2 new chicks, and whether it's just Lexi or both of them, I'm like, this is a really interesting pick because I looked at her social media and I'm like, she already has over 1 million Instagram followers. This girl had a social media presence. That seems weird that they would already.
Did?
Lexi, yeah.
Yeah, did you hear her job is nanny/influencer?
Oh, that's so funny because I think yesterday, it said model or something like.
Well, she said she's been a model. Since
maybe
she was
the
10.
other girl said was nanny/influencer. One of them said that popped up on the screen. Now I don't know who it was for.
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
Lexi's model. She's a
Okay.
model. So I just think they nail it, and there's a really special kind of synergy that all the cast members have. Like I just like all of, even if I don't love like Luke gets on my nerves, even though I know he's not a full-time cast member, but
Which
I
one's
still.
wait, no.
Luke's
Who's-
the blonde model who also makes jewelry, who lives in like
He hasn't
Wisconsin.
been around for 100 years.
I'm just
That guy
saying
could be dead for all we know.
he's not. He shows
He's a
up on
winner
this
house. He was
season.
on Winter. Wait, he's on this season?
He's gonna like be on an episode or 2. But my point is that even when I am not in love with them, I'm still interested in them.
Yeah.
The cast is good on this show consistently.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I think that.
Please.
It's the Jersey Shore phenomenon. It's because they're family. Like, yes, it's fantasy fulfillment, but like, I prefer a story about friends who are more like family than a family then is more
Yeah.
like family. And if my mom watches this episode, she's gonna be triggered because one time we had a whole little thing about like friends are just as important as family to me. Like, there are friends who have done more for me than some of my family members. So like, why am I holding family above these people? Right? Whatever. So when friends become that tight and that close and they can yell at each other, but also the next day, like, we've always gone back and forth on Kyle. She doesn't like Kyle. I like Kyle. Kyle's an idiot and does dumb shit, but he seems, with the exception of a few times where he's gotten a little too drunk, he seems to always come around and be like, my bad, that was pretty stupid. I'm sorry I did that. Even this year, he's like, I'm coming home at 2 a.m. Like, to me, I'm like, that sounds outrageously ridiculous.
Yeah, same.
But to him, he's like, no, I'm coming home at 2 a.m. to make Amanda happy. So, you know, that's
How sweet was that all
right.
episode?
I think he's so like, I like Kyle because of that. He always comes around. So like, these people are always fighting and getting on each other's nerves, but you're always getting back to square one.
And
no matter what these people have said to each other, they're so tight that they always come back to.
And you can tell there are real friendships there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Jesse Solomon is so cute. And when they walk in the house, him and West, yes, I'm with you, drives me nuts.
Oh,
but when
only because I liked him so
too.
much last year. I fell for him.
Hook, line, and
hardcore,
sinker.
Thought, what a great fucking addition to this cast. I loved that Sierra was like giving him a chance past his like weirdo little ginger chubbo face and like,
and he's so young.
yeah, and like, and he worked on her all summer, and like I just couldn't have been more disappointed by someone, and I couldn't have been
Same.
more disappointed for her, because it's like the Vanita JT thing that like, it's a little sliver of it. I don't like it when like women decide like, I'm just gonna give it a shot with the guy that's like stand Sierra up next to West. No business. There's no world that exists where it makes sense that guy has seen her naked.
Yeah,
Correct.
But like, stand Sierra up to next to any freaking dude. Like,
No, that
but here,
one was
is
a
there a
specific
third
kind of no.
Austin?
Austin?
Austin's not attractive at all.
He's not, a little short.
I'm taking West over Austin any day because, like somebody said in a previous episode, you can grow. Like, guys can grow on girls, and girls can grow on guys. Like, you can meet somebody.
I'm
like,
sure he did. He's a comic. Like, the comics are always like getting.
Austin doesn't have enough charm or comedy or whatever personality to make himself more attractive, in my opinion. Austin is what you get. West does.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Okay,
So
are you
West
sleeping with
better-
Austin or West? Exactly.
Neither one of them.
Also,
No.
was there a
Gun to my
third?
head.
Yes.
And I had to have sex. No, but see, this is okay. Are you talking gun to my head? I'm just looking at both of them. I don't know their personalities. Who am I having
Yeah.
sex with? Oh,
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah, the times a million.
That's because
Like,
Austin's or Courtney's 17 feet tall.
That's true.
okay, well, I'm 5'4", and I bang Austin. Like, I wouldn't even. I would think that guy. Like, I just no. Like,
Is there a
it's
third
very
boyfriend that
obvious.
Sienna has had?
Sierra.
Sierra?
Sienna is Shep's girlfriend. Sierra is
Got
on
it.
Summer House.
Does Sierra have a third boyfriend in the
Yeah,
story?
Luke.
That's right.
And Luke
Does she
is
have
hot.
a fourth boyfriend? I'm going to get to a point here about Sierra. Maybe a potential
No,
hot take.
those are the. She is gonna probably hook up with Jesse Solomon this season, who is hot. Jesse Solomon's hot
100%. Love Jesse.
and has a great personality. He is funny as
100%. But my point is, why does Sierra always get done dirty?
Because she bangs her
But, like-
her castmates.
Okay, all these people do. But she's always the one that's like, oh, he was horrible. Like Jake. So, remember, that was a disaster
Who's
when they broke
Jake?
up. Or whatever the first guy.
Luke.
Luke.
We need to get
Luke was a disaster when they broke up.
because
And
Luke
like,
is a disaster.
no,
but
but
he-
like,
okay.
if I remember correctly, I'm seeing a pattern here of like you break up with Sierra and it's a goddamn nightmare, and dudes are left with like, how are you supposed to break up with someone? I just broke up with her and she lost. Like, there's a pattern
You're
here.
allowed to when you sleep with a guy like
I
West.
understand
And then
that, but there's a pattern.
Okay,
is
hold
there
on.
not a pattern here?
Hold on. What happened with her and Luke is that Luke was also talking to Hannah while her and Luke were hooking up, and she went back home to wherever he's from, Wisconsin or whatever, with Luke. And then when they got back, he ghosted her. So Luke was crappy to her.
Luke is that
Okay.
way with every girl.
And
He's-
Luke's that way, did that to Hannah. That's Luke's MO. Then Austin did that. That's Austin's MO.
Yeah.
Austin literally did rinse and repeat on what Luke did to her to Sierra with Austin. Then West did the same thing because she even said in the confessional, I'm reading this article in the New York Times where it's like, we grew apart or we just weren't right for each other or whatever. And she goes,
But West didn't. Those other two cheated and were assholes. West seemingly just broke up with her.
no, but he didn't. That's what
it was such a thing. I'm sorry. You go on, and then I'm just going
I
to
just
go on
wanna-
a thing about him.
you could go on a tirade in 1 second. I just want to say she said in her confessional that she's reading this article in the New York Times and they're doing little clips and screenshots of it where he says, we just weren't right for each other, whatever. And so, I ended it. And she goes, did you ever tell me that?
About he's not my person. I think I have a.
He never officially broke up with her. I think he just kind of ghosted her because he was getting girls sliding into his DMs and it's
Exactly,
just
'cause
shitty.
Once you hit, Sarah is now on a resume for West. And that is infuriating.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the thing for me that would just like keep me up at night, like in a blind rage. Like, I cannot believe that it took you X amount, like you came for me so hardcore with like, you fooled America, you fooled everyone here. I finally let my guard down and you were the last person I would need to worry like that you wouldn't appreciate what I was about to give you. Literally never thought twice that like that would be a thing she'd have to worry about. And then I feel like he was done like pretty immediately. Like it was like very, very quickly after the season end because that mother, I feel like he is one of those kids. Like he just seems like he probably had an awkward childhood, probably didn't bang a lot of chicks. Maybe he did. I don't know. I actually did go through his Instagram. Seems like he might have had a little
Bit of game.
swag about him but still like, just like not an attractive guy. And once he got a little tiny bit of fame and then also bang the hottest chick on that show, I know that in that moment, instead of going like, this is the greatest moment of my life, I want to do it a million times over. He said, this is the greatest moment of my life. I want to
What
see
else could I get?
How many, if I can get her, I can get it. I get like going back, probably called people that he tried to hook up with before just to like get all of that thing, this act bought him, and also being on a hit show and being very loved by the community. Like,
Yes. Because I fell in love with him.
yeah, I totally
Everyone
did too.
did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I
Like,
just think
I'm
that
not
he
a
made
we- I-
stupid decision
Yeah.
and like that guy.
And you're probably right. Like, I don't even think you're probably right. Like, I think, like, yeah, he seems like that kind of dude that's like, oh my God, I can't believe what my life is now. I'm going to totally take advantage of it. So I'm not
I'm
disagreeing
going on
with
world
that.
tour. This
But I
dong's
think-
going on world tour.
Yeah, there is something that popped into my head about Sierra that I was like, this seems to happen to you. This seems to be a pattern. And like when there's a pattern, maybe
Yes.
you got to look at both things.
But
you
I know what-
And
now-
I'm not trying to shit on her. She
I
seems amazing.
have to-
She seems funny and
thought
smart
has slipped
and
into my
whatever.
mind.
But all these dudes are in and then quickly out. What's going on?
Because and so you know how you had the answers for me before with the questions that I was asking?
Payback.
Now I have the answer for you.
Fantastic. Let's hear it.
It's because, Sierra, if you're watching this, I live for you. But Sierra likes and is attracted to a fuck boy. She likes someone with that edge. She likes someone, like her picker's a little off in that respect. And I get it because she is so stunning that she could truly like if she could just get you easily, there's no chase there. It's not that interesting to her. But then all of a sudden there's this quirky guy, right? And it's like, oh, okay. And if the quirky guy comes in the package of Luke, because Luke is hot, but Luke is also quirky, okay?
Yeah.
And Jesse Solomon's hot, but Jesse Solomon's quirky. West is quirky and also looks like a quirky dude, right? He's like a
Yeah.
Robin Williams kind of type. And so it doesn't matter if you look like West or if you look like Luke, you can still be a fuck boy. And I think she just is attracted to that kind of
Yeah.
archetype of dude.
Yeah. Yeah, no, clearly, because like
100%.
there is, I don't want to go too much deeper on like any of this. Like I don't want to say anything that might imply that like she's at fault for this, but like I am of the mind of 1, 2, 3. This keeps happening to you. What are you doing? What are you putting out there that's garnering this? Because it's just like, because you have to to be a responsible woman
Yes.
of the modern age, like you have got to constantly be asking, what was my part in this? Otherwise, what's like nothing good comes of, like, you got to at least find the knowledge in it. I just don't think she's ever done anything to deserve what she's actually
At
gotten.
all.
Like,
At all. She's been
straight
perfect.
up, like humiliation left and right. Austin coming back and hooking up with Lindsay in front of her,
Ugh.
like gag me with a f***ing stick, barfarama.
That was so
disgusting.
wrong
Even
on
in
so many
Lindsay's
levels.
best days, I've always been like cringed by her. Like
Same. I'm not a Lindsay person.
She's the only person that on Bravo I haven't flipped.
Same.
Yet. Like I've pretty much everybody. Paige was the person that I was like, oh man, I can't say this anymore because she's going to be the one that I'll never flip on. And I flipped on Paige. Even not that I hate Paige, but like I did do a
solo.
flip.
It's a solo opinion on
Solo
the show.
flip?
Yeah, solo flip.
But Lindsay's the only one I haven't gone from absolutely wanting to punch a lady in the face.
Yeah. She's a piece
and
of
not
work.
changed my opinion on that.
I am with you, Nat, that Sierra's done, like when she shows up for these relationships, she's been the most perfect princess
Yeah.
that could ever exist. That's why I'm saying she's just picking wrong
Yeah.
from the start.
Exactly. Yeah.
By the way, Lexi's giving me total Lala vibes from...
I must have said that 5 times. I'm
Right?
like, she totally looks like a younger Lala.
Yeah, she's Lala
Because
V2.
Vanderpump is over and Lala's,
knows?
like used to be on a TV show, and now we're watching Southern Hospitality. She's a Maddie. Like Maddie is now my Lala's gone. It's now Maddie Reese, and Maddie Reese is
Now
Lala.
Lexi would.
Lexi is a Maddie.
Lexi's, yeah, exactly.
I don't like it. But I do think that she looks so much like a young Lexi. And I don't even want to... Lexi's actually a pretty good name, but I want to call her like Sweet Cheeks or
She's like sexy Lexi.
like Fun Buns.
Oh, Fun Buns
Or
is so
Roller
good.
Girl. I feel like she should come attached with roller skates. I feel like we should just see her rolling around the house in her bikini and her roller skates.
I like Fun
Fun
Buns.
Buns. She's Fun Buns.
Wait, did we not think...
I can argue with that.
Same. Did we not think when Sierra walked in the house, I love how she Heisman'd West. Loved.
Yeah. It was perfect because she gave him like a... Like
Yeah,
it wasn't
hey.
like when they're like, she swatted his arm. I'm like,
Oh,
no,
you
she
baby.
just did a little,
No, she
you know.
gave him an arm swat too. He went to go in to give her a hug, and as she passed, she patted and took his arm. and
Oh, I
swatted
didn't
it
even
away.
notice that.
Oh, I just
Either
thought
way, I don't
swat
care.
was
That's
dramatic.
good too. I like it even
And
better
she
then.
didn't swat it
Yeah, she
away,
didn't
but
hit
she
him.
did
Yeah.
do one of these like, no, bro,
Yeah.
you're not hugging this. And then for Jesse to roll in and be like, I'll take one. God dang, you're so hot.
That's what I was gonna
He's so
say.
funny, dude.
Didn't you think though that because that is some foreshadowing, Miguelito, because they hook up later in the season,
Right, but I think
and I
that
would have
he's-
never thought that Solomon would have made a move on Sierra because of the whole West thing.
Well, he
did we
made a
watch,
move
though?
on Paige. Paige was like in a full-on 2-year relationship.
Yeah, but he didn't know Craig. He had been in the house for 5 minutes, and West is his bro, and
No,
they share
I
a
know,
room.
but everybody else was
He asked
friends with Craig. Like he's
permission.
just like, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
He kissed Sierra last year and asked permission, or I guess had Sierra ask West permission. Can I kiss your girlfriend? Or wait, no, Sierra asked West if she could kiss Solomon, and then they kissed.
I'm just
It's
saying, I
like
thought
a
it was.
silly
I thought it was a
thing,
ballsy
but-
move when he went and hugged her and was like, "Oh my God, you're so hot!" And I think it's crazy that they're gonna hook up later
Yeah.
in the season. That's
We
all
know
I'm looking forward
100%
to.
they're hooking up.
Yeah,
I don't know, but Jesse's here to party. He's
dude.
swinging those cancer-free balls all over this house
Get
this
'em.
year, and good for him.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
everything he said
Here's the
made me
problem.
truly laugh out loud. Like when he got in bed, him and West have my favorite quality that a guy can have, which is when they got a little bit of girl in them and they want to
yeah.
go kiki with the girls at the end of the night because that's the most fun part.
Yeah.
And so when he's in, right, hello, Mike, so I love you. But when he jumps in bed with Paige and Sierra and he's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm totally taking it slow. And then he's
Dude.
like, I love her, I bought a ring.
Yeah. And he's like, why can't you guys just be happy for me?
After Paige is like, well, she said you were cute, and he's like, oh yeah, about it. That whole thing, and then back out the pool later when they're like, dude,
dying.
it's 24 hours. He's like, I don't understand why you guys can't be happy for me like that. Here's the problem, like West. Yes, I'm with you guys. Like, dude, you that up and really made an ass of
I hope
yourself
he has
last
to pay
year.
all year. I hope that they make him pay.
Same.
But also, like, oh, these two are so funny,
so
and so I'm gonna have so much fun watching them. And I know it already happened last night that I'm like giggling at West and being like, yeah, guy, no, you, bro. And then like
When
10
he didn't
minutes
want a
later,
room with
bro,
West, and
it's
West
like,
was
"Kinda
so
hurts my
hurt, and he's like,
feelings or whatever, but
bro,
we'll work it out.
yes,
Dude,
he's like, but
so
I am telling
funny.
you, like, I'm kind of bummed about it. And then Jesse turns around, and it was literally out of a
would be
buddy
fun.
comedy,
Yeah, dude.
and he's like,
And he
all right,
just
man, what if
lit
we give it a
up.
try? West is like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when they're
Should we just
talking
become
pillow talk,
best friends?
Dude.
how cute is their pillow talk
He
though at
says
night?
giggle twice in one sentence.
It's great.
Who?
That's why you like him.
Yeah.
Because Wes said, I like bunk beds. They're giggles. And I love to giggle. I love giggles. I'm like, what?
No, West can pull it off, and I hate West right now. I'm
Yeah.
mad at him.
I'm a
When I
fan.
saw him bringing in the bags, I'm like, yeah, don't forget the one on the left. Get them all. Don't come back until you have all those bags coming in. What is the other black girl's name with the long
Gabby,
curly
I
hair?
love Gabby.
Yeah, I love Gabby too.
When she said,
it's weird that how into Lindsay she is, though. I
Aren't
think
her and
it's
Lindsay buddies.
Yeah, they're really good friends.
Oh, were they before?
think
Yeah,
so.
that's my only strike against Gabby because I really like her.
Yeah.
And I also, listen, I love American men, but I thought it was really funny when she was saying, I'm only dating internationally because, let's be honest, American men are trash.
Yeah.
that's fine.
I just find her to be funny.
No, I love her. I love her. But yeah,
I love her relationship
my
with her
only thing
parents,
Is it's
everything.
like, why are you hanging out with Lindsay? But you know, everyone's got something.
West, and I need just a steady like stream of West and Jesse's pillow talk when it's just a dark room with arrows pointing to where they are. And West is like, wait, bro, so how crazy was Lindsay's pregnancy?
You know that either at the end of the season or the reunion or something, there's going to be a 3-minute montage edit
has
of
to
the
be.
two of them.
Yeah.
Like the things they talked about at night that we never heard.
Wes is gonna get back into everyone's good graces because like you can't deny like that kind of guy.
Charming.
Like yeah, that charm just is like. I mean, he was immediate when he showed up last year. It will take him not long, but I do hope that they make him pay his dues again, just like he's a first year again. And then at the reunion, we're like, okay, fine, you're in, but don't be
Do that-
stupid.
yes.
Don't do dumb shit, okay? And like pat him on the head and like, okay, we're good for season 3. But I just don't want him to get off. I don't want Sierra to have to spend a summer with this guy in the house, just having like no consequences for being such a fuckboy. And Jesse's a fuckboy too, and I feel like we're gonna get a little irritated at him at some point.
Agreed. West, to get back in everyone's good graces, needs to give Sierra a legitimate apology that is not, I'm sorry your feelings were hurt. No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I did you dirty. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings.
Give us any kind of psychological reflection that you've done and like why you might have done that to someone like her. It needs to be that deep. And then bygones. That's
then
all
West,
I need.
I love
but
you.
I can't have any of that. Exactly what you just said. I'm sorry that your feelings are hurt. I didn't know. How are you supposed to break up with someone? Not like that.
No.
Okay.
So the whole episode, honestly, I couldn't pick a favorite part, but I will say Lindsay's 8-year birth announcement was a gift from the baby Jesus. It was the most Lindsay birth announcement.
It was horrible.
Not about the baby at all. It was about the fact that she has failed time and time again at
And
her
failed this
relationships. And they're broken up?
Yes.
Wait, her and Taylor or Traxton or what?
I think that they're now just maybe
Turner?
co-parenting. Because he came with her to watch What Happens Live just a couple nights ago. He was there, but I think it was because he was there to take care of the baby while she was doing her thing. So I don't think that they're like bad terming it. But also I saw a clip with her where she really dug into like when they were asking her about her relationship. She veered off into PR Lady 101, where she just starts talking about the baby and how the baby has always been her fairy tale. Like her fairy tale came true with this baby. The relationship part, I'm just like, I'm not so concerned with like whatever happens with it. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it because I came for the baby and I got my baby. So like you don't say all that if like you just go, oh, he's great. We're having a great time.
He's such a great dad.
Yeah.
I love him. We're having a great time. Yes.
Lindsay, I don't know if you guys noticed, but she has a new job.
Mm-hmm. Influencer.
Yeah.
Wait, did you not die laughing where she does everything in her life is produced by Lindsay. Lindsay's a legend in her own mind, okay? So she drops the birth announcement for 45 minutes, which is so great. No one had a better response in that room than Jesse Solomon. His face was pure gold. Then she goes up in the room to drop the post.
Yeah, that's already ready. It's just like a boop.
That she already has a partnership for.
Yeah.
Like, what? Okay, no, wait, you didn't like Jesse. To me, Jesse's reaction had me
I did,
crying laughing.
but I think it was a catalyst to the actual best reaction, which was West looking over and going, hey, smile, bitch. The funniest part of the whole episode.
Wait, who did he say that to?
To Jesse. And then they cut back to Jesse, and Jesse's like it does a weird smile. I peed my pants. It was so funny.
But this is why I love Jesse Solomon, because he is saying in his confessional the responsible thing. He's like, I'm deeply concerned about this. Carl is coming to the house tomorrow. And that is like the responsible response to have.
Yeah.
But his response right before that was the opposite. Totally not adult responsible.
Oh, when he said there's a pregnant woman in the house?
I don't know how I feel about this. There's a pregnant woman here. Like at a party house, there's a pregnant. Go away, lady. You don't belong here.
Oh, she doesn't belong there. She sticks out like
wasted.
a sore thumb, especially now that they've got those 12-year-olds here.
Oh,
like
dude.
she literally, her and Kyle to me. Well, Kyle doesn't look as old as her, but like they're like
But Kyle
camp
also
counselors.
acts like a
God,
22-year-old.
they do seem very young, these two new chicks.
Yeah, they seem very young. And I think that she's like 26 or something. So she's not like super young. Like I'm just saying she's not
No,
like
but the
21
rest of the cast
years old.
is like 30
but
and
they're
above.
all going. And Sarah made some comment the other night when we were watching her and she goes, whatever, I'll always be the baby of the house. Like, so you can tell that they're all just like, fuck, how old are they? How old were we when we start? That's how old we were. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
God. And just having that like realization that like, it's been a decade. Was I in my 20s? I was 21. Oh my God. Like that's just life. And I've done it a million times where I'm like, oh Jesus. Oh God.
Oh my God. So did you guys ever see, I don't know how, if you'll know this. Did you ever see that episode of Sex and the City where they're friends with this chick who, funnily enough, I think her name might have been Lexi, who was like this big party girl, but she gets pregnant and they go to her baby shower. And she's like, I'm just so happy. This is what I've always wanted because we can't just be party girls in New York all the time, just smoking cigarettes and sleeping with whoever we want. And the girls are all like, okay, one, that's wildly offensive, but two, we all really like our lives and don't try to justify your house in Connecticut and all this stuff. Like, just be happy with your decision.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Lexi calls them and is like, I'm desperate. I have to get out of the house. But she's still pregnant. And she shows up at one of their parties, like 9 months pregnant, trying to be party Lexi, being like, does anyone want to see my tits? And everyone's like, I'm so uncomfortable. Why are you
You're somebody's mother.
You're almost somebody's mother.
Yeah.
And that's not that Lindsay is doing that, but it was giving me those vibes of just like, is this the right spot? I get that this is your job. Totally. It felt weird.
No,
it also feels weird because it's shrouded in the Carl of it all. And the fact that if you are doing that timeline, homegirl broke up in December or January, got knocked up in February.
Yeah. No, Lindsay, to me, like, she is the most fascinating person. The entire night with her was fascinating. I've never seen somebody with like the uncanny ability to like show up like year after year and be just as obnoxious, but like take a new take on obnoxious.
A new spin.
Like a new, yeah. And I guess that probably what makes her really good at her job is that like it's new spins. Like they're fresh to death, new annoyances every year. And she has, I don't know if she doesn't have any self-awareness at all, or just doesn't give a flying that literally no one on that couch could give a single less about her 8-year autobiography to them, like that no one asked for. And then she had to go to a print shop to get that. I've done it. I did it for Potter on Next Show. Like, I'm sure you've done it for your company. Like, you got to go to the UPS store. You got to submit an image and whatever. And then to set it up on the thing in a summer house. Like, you're the pregnant lady here. It's already weird. But now you want us to showcase your
Ultrasound?
Ultrasounds. Like, I'm from Oklahoma where there's tons of tornadoes. So all I remember is being a little kid and then being like, Doppler radar would be like on the thing. Like, that's what these things look like to me. And anyways, that's a random thing. But I just can't wait until like she blows her like news wad and gives what's his name, Carl, like the inevitable public beating that we're all waiting for. That's coming. And then after that, like, I'm just looking forward to like Lindsay, like just needing rest and like being tired and like not feeling like, oh, I'm kind of nauseous. I don't think I'm gonna go to dinner. I don't think I'm gonna like, I hope that she just sort of fades into, I hope this is Lindsay's last season. It's time to go.
It will not if she has anything to do with it. But wait, wasn't it great when Jesse goes, oh, this is where he'll live. That's his crib. When he puts the baby's ultrasound on the...
Jesse put that?
He put it up on the thing and he said, this is his crib.
About Carl? Like,
exactly.
Carl wasn't there yet.
Right, but he's
also, I watched the reunions, the 2 reunions. When Carl does arrive, I was like, it made me recall like, oh, that's right. Carl's a little bitch now. I wish he would have stayed home. So I could do with both of these 2 exiting stage left. And honestly, if Lindsay came back and was just Lindsay, I mean, I don't like Lindsay, but like you're saying, like
she's good TV.
Good TV. She's fun to like get crazy at.
Why is Paige being nice to her? Though?
Carl, I don't need you, Carl. You're not good TV anymore. I think that you still got some problems and like mental things and with your brother and the whole deal. Also, like you might need to work some. Like, maybe TV is not the place for you for a little while.
Am I the only one here who's like feels very deeply in their heart that Carl's gay?
Oh yeah, I don't think Carl's gay. I
really?
just think that's never even entered my mind.
And by the way, this is not a judgment or anything. It's just an observation of mine that I feel that he is gay.
Interesting.
He's just got this like, you know how I said, like, I don't know when it was, but I said something about like, I like don't believe in people that like are in therapy for like a decade. I just think it's like I don't think it's healthy to rehash over and over and over and constantly be talking about the past and like unless some crazy ass happen and like that's just like something you're going to be doing for the rest of your life is like that's a whole other thing. But like I just feel that Carl is like I don't know what generation he is, but he feels very like younger millennial where it's just like everything is like feeling his feelings and like he's in constant resolve mode. Like he's constantly like having to work through something and process things and whatever. And that's a little gay. Maybe that's what you're picking up on.
I think it's because he spent his whole life not doing that. And now he's playing catch up for like 35 years of not processing things.
But you're killing my boner.
Yes.
Hardcore. Like, I'm
now
sorry
that
to
I've said this
sack
to you,
up.
I'm curious if you, when you watch the show,
Yeah.
if you're going to be like, maybe Courtney's onto something. Maybe her years in the theater that have sharpened her gaydar have been, they're sonaring
You
in on
think
something.
Kyle's gay? I don't.
No, I don't.
Not Kyle. I'm sorry, Kyle from Housewives. You think she's a real lesbian? And
Oh, do you think Kyle's a
I think
lesbian?
like no, not a chance.
Oh, I think she's, at the very least, she's bisexual. At the very least.
Or just like in an odd place in life and like where to go from here.
I've
Like,
been in odd
what's-
places in my life. I've never.
Right.
hooks
But
up
like,
with a
I don't
woman.
even know
Like-
if she's, I don't even think that they've slept together. This is another show, but like, I think it's like, it's just, I think she's playing that probably, she's probably one of those annoying instances where like, oh my God, we've been hanging out for a year. Are you ever going to put out? Just like soon.
Okay, so I feel like this, because this is obviously the first episode and it's not like we're just kind of getting our bearings and all of these things. I feel like the season is going to be a banger.
Yeah.
That is 100%.
Yeah.
I am at home having a visceral response to the end of the episode when Carl is walking in and he walks in, walks back out, has the moment with the producer, and then he's going to walk back out to see Lindsay for the first time pregnant. This is great TV.
Yeah, but that
Like-
was the most basic bitch advice coming. Like, it just seemed like this producer's, oh, that's okay. That's normal. Did we still have to tell Carl everything's normal? It's normal what you're feeling. That's to see your ex-girlfriend and not be like pumped on it. Like, it just goes back to what I was saying. Like Carl, it's time for Carl to grow up. Like, it's time for Carl to like, I felt my feelings. I can't feel like this is not healthy anymore. Like, move along, grab
Yes.
your junk and tell Lindsay, I f***ing live here too. I'm not gonna pussyfoot around you and your big belly. Like, I'm came to have a f***ing summer. I've had a year. Thank you. And like, I'm not doing this. Like,
Right,
why would
that's-
she just ignore her? But she will manhandle that little bitch as she always does.
Yes,
And
she will.
like, I just hate to see Lindsay win, and she's gonna.
And she's going to.
She got that dub in the pocket. Like, it's over.
I'm also though like in regards to going back to like the fantasy fulfillment, like what this show is, what's fun about this show is kids, friends, getting a summer house and partying, right? I don't understand where these two grandmas are gonna. Is Carl gonna go out? No, you're not, because you're gonna be talking on the phone about your non-alcoholic sports bar. Because sports and non-alcoholic beers are the perfect match. Great job. Good luck with that. So like, I don't know why Carl's here anymore. I don't know why Lindsay's here. She's pregnant. Carl's whatever. Like, so all that's going to happen is some faked, forced, produced Lindsay PR bullshit drama between them. And it's, I think, going to ruin
This
I think,
season?
Not this season. Nothing can ruin the summer house for me. But I think I'm going to find myself being like, you guys, like, shut up already. Let's get to the kids having fun. Like, will you guys just go to your rooms already? Like, I think I'm going to be annoyed with them. Like, and people are probably going to be like, oh, yeah, real breaking news here, dummy. Like, we don't need them. I don't think we need that kind of drama on this kind of show, because this kind of show is about partying and having a good time and drunk fights.
I'm here for it.
Not real fights.
I'm here for it because they've had gnarly fights in the past.
Yeah, they weren't going to kick them off this season.
No,
this
they couldn't.
might be their curtain call season. Like,
Yeah.
I
Carl
could see them having
Carl
a real
yeah. Those
negotiation
two have.
after this.
Yes.
Like, at least Carl's out after this, unless he starts dating someone and like can bring a girl into, like, that's what they both have to
Yeah,
do.
their
is, like, get in-
storylines need to
what I
deviate
mean.
from one another
Yeah.
after this season.
Yeah.
So that for sure. But then we watch What Happens Live, and who was on? It was
Lindsay and Sierra.
Lindsay and Sierra,
Yeah.
right? And they did the whole like, oh, who's the flirtiest? Who had the most sex? Who? They did one of those little games, and like Jesse and so the new dude that comes and just apparently has sex with everything.
And he seems so foul to me.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like
Just from what I've seen so far,
Exactly. Yeah, just from what I've seen so far. No, thank you. I don't know how you're banging all these people, or I don't know. They must be club rats, or like I don't know, but like, no, thank you. Gross,
Yeah.
barf, disgusting.
It seemed like, and I'm sure the two of them weren't going to focus on Carl at all, but it seemed like the season is going to be just a lot of fun and games and cheating and hooking up
And
with
drums.
girls. But yeah, I don't know.
Because there's the drama with Sierra. Okay, let's just do this. Nat, if you can do like a beautiful mind stuff behind me in the editing bay, because or like one of those
I'm
pin
not doing
boards.
any extra. Like, have you listened to nothing I've said about us doing 4 shows a week now? From one, and I complained enough about one.
I've only ever had one request, and it's the timer. Okay, I think this isn't about me. Okay, so just let's get down with this for a second. Carl and Lindsay are at odds. Okay. West and Sierra are at odds, which means Paige can't stand West. Then Sierra and Lexi and Jesse Solomon get into something. Then there's the Paige and Craig of it all. This is a cornucopia of drama, rosé, and good times for us all.
Yeah, and maybe Lexi will be. I don't know. I'm just not sure what kind of drama that she can bring, but like, because they need to start reloading, like bring some freshmen in to grow into the Lindsays and the Carls that have brought us everything over the last decade. I don't think they're off to a very good start unless Lexi actually turns into Lala, like personality wise
I don't know
too.
if Lexi will be a Lala person.
No,
I
she
think
won't.
she'll be fall in love with Jesse. They do a few weekends together, just the two of them. Jesse goes out with Slut Boy, maybe hooks up with a girl, and then that's where their drama becomes.
West.
No, the new guy.
Iman or Ilan or whatever.
Got it.
I think Jesse, because they were like, who has the most sex? They were Ilan or Iman, I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah.
But like, they're like, that dude had the most sex. And they said something, it wasn't sex, but it was like, who was the most flirty or the most like got the most? It was something other than the word sex, but
Yeah.
same connotation ish. And they were like, Jesse's having a summer this year.
He's having a hot girl summer.
Yeah, for sure. So I would have guessed that. And again, with the castings, like, yeah, you know her, you met at an event, you guys hung out. Jesse, she probably like, oh, Jesse on the Insta, he's hot. I kind of like him.
Yeah.
And then, oh, he's oh, cool. We're gonna bring this girl. They're gonna have a thing. We know Jesse. He's cancer free, ready to do his thing.
Yep.
So he's gonna. I think that's my bet. Is they hook up. She's like goo-eyed over Jesse, and then Jesse goes and fools around with some other girl, and she loses her. Goddamn.
Agreed. But in the coming attractions, don't you remember seeing when he had a thing with Sierra, and then Lexi at like some dinner table says, "I don't trust her," talking about Sierra.
Yeah, fine. So maybe Sierra's the girl that he hooks up with.
So I'm just saying there's going to be a little love triangle there, even if it's for one episode. Like things are cooking in the summer house, and I am here and I'm queer for it.
Yeah, listen, they're not cooking. They would never show. I'm the only person on planet Earth that has ever said this, and I've said it multiple times, that I love Summer House. I just wish if they would take out all the fighting, like the drunk fighting, then it would be the greatest show on earth for me, because of the fantasy
fighting.
I don't, because of the fantasy fulfillment of it all. Like, I just want to hang out with my friends. Like, these are my imaginary friends now, right? Like, I don't want to fucking hear you guys screaming at each other. Shut up. Just like, can we just go out to the pool and party and eat some more?
No. And speaking of screaming at each other, here's another in the board that we're pinning, right? Kyle and
Paige. I can't wait. I fucking hate Kyle.
But they fight
Can
every year. Every
but I just
year
love
those
that
two
Paige
have fucking
goes
drag out.
in.
Yes, she's the best messenger for all everything I ever want to say to Kyle. I don't have to worry about it. I can just go to sleep and be like, Paige has got it. She's gonna take care of it. She's gonna fucking lay his ass out.
She's so good in a fight because she never gets out of herself. She doesn't go crazy, and she is so clear, concise, direct, and she has got it.
Yes. All I would like, Paige, if you're listening, if you could please tell Kyle that nobody wants to see his albino bare ass getting into bed ever again. Like, you want to know something funny? I remember watching that season 1. I remember literally watching him get into bed naked and going, oh my God, he doesn't know that the cameras have night vision. He's going to be mortified. No. All he wants to do is show off. He's so weird looking too. I'm so turned off by this guy. I think that he thinks he's going to have a banger of a season. Like Like, I think that he's the kind of guy that I think every year goes in and is like, I'm gonna whip this all into shape. I'm coming in a new man, and I think he comes out of the gate strong. And then like it takes like one comment for him to be like
To get
or
derailed.
one too many drinks, or one Paige comment, or somebody just like he's always yelling at people for talking at the table. Like he's always trying to like I said, him and Lindsay think that they are camp counselors of like this junior high camp. I feel like they're the kind that like it took 10 years to get out of high school, like on purpose. Like they didn't graduate on purpose. So they could just like keep coming.
Yeah.
I just needed to say all the things, but I feel like Kyle is that guy that thinks he is going to control the narrative, which is always the funnest to watch because the people that think they can control the narrative never do.
We talked about this the other day about how like Whitney is like whatever came up with Southern Charm. And that we were like, we always wondered if Kyle came up with this show in the same sort of way. And I was thinking like, I don't know if he came up with it, but I think Kyle's the one that before the show ever existed, and this is just me
pontificating.
Like Kyle was the one that got the house. Cause like, remember the season 1 was in Montauk?
Yeah.
It wasn't even in where they are now. The Hamptons. It was like the poor Hamptons.
No, Montauk's rad. It's just a totally
rad,
different
but
vibe.
I just like, I don't know. It's like probably couldn't afford a house in the Hamptons the first year.
Yeah, totally.
So I think Kyle is the one that is like, oh no, I get a summer house every year. I think Lindsay, even if we went back and watched, like I think Lindsay and Kyle were kind of like, oh, I'll get it, and you Venmo me the money, and then we'll see who wants to come. Like they were probably the original organizers of this summer event.
Yeah.
And then Bravo was like, we need a summer house crew, like all that, whatever.
Yeah, and you always need a local to be like, these are the people that do this, or somebody that's constantly getting the house, someone that lives in Charleston and knows all the fucking people there because they're who they are. Like you need that one person. It's even on Soho, Southern Comfort.
Yeah.
Southern Hospitality, where that one bartender is like knew everyone and was like, kind of I think he kind of helped put together who should work at Republic and then
TJ.
Yeah.
Well, it's season 1. They should show the previous summers of like Kyle and Lindsay in their summer house and Kyle and the Workus twins in their summer house. So they had history of at least like 2 to 3 summers.
My point is, it would make sense then that Kyle and Lindsay are the camp counselors, because when you get a house, whoever gets the house and is like, hey, this is the weekend, Venmo me the $200, whatever, here's your shopping. Like whoever organizes the weekend becomes the counselors. Everyone else is just fucking being an idiot. But it takes a certain kind of
person to do that. And then you start to get a false sense of like, I'm in charge here. Well, you got the house, your name's on the like a little bit. You could probably, but like, there's a lot of other people here that paid the same amount or paid some amount that was substantial. And like, he just always has the attitude of like,
don't come a fight early on, like season 1 or 2.
Because he always wants to kick people out or be like,
I just think it's who he is by nature.
Yeah.
Like whether it's in the house at Loverboy, in his relationship with Amanda, because I just watched an episode where they got in a fight at some dinner table and Paige was like, lower your voice. You are not in charge of all of us. You are not the dictator of the dinner table.
Yeah.
And he freaked out.
Yeah. Because he wants everyone to look at him like he owns the house. Like, it's like, I don't, it's just, it's one of those things that has always hung over. I feel like that scene is something that just like stays in my head of like, you are not the boss of me. Like, that's all I want to say. Like, don't tell me what to do. And I don't care. Go somewhere then. Like, just because you made the reservation doesn't mean that we all have to. Oh, Kyle's talking. Everyone, Kyle's talking. Table 2. Kyle's talking. He would love that. I think that he would love that kind of respect.
Even when he drove in, when they got there, they have a soundbite of him saying, "Oh, I need to get the weed whacker out," and then all the weeds on the gate were like,
"Oh yeah, because it's."
Yeah, and then when they go, whatever, they get there and everyone say hi, and him and Wes go in the backyard, and he's like, "How's the backyard look?" Like those are the kind of things
like a homeowner
would say after like coming back, and the kids like got there 2 hours early and opened up the house, and Dad's like, "Man, you get the weed whacker. How's the backyard?" And kids are like, "No, Dad's good. We got the pull out, whatever, like." And it did make me think for a half a second with a weed whacker thing was like, do they own like?
No.
Did he buy this house?
I
Or
think
his
maybe
parents or whatever.
the reason he doesn't get in my craw the way he does to you is because of Amanda. I really like Amanda.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's what I've said to you before, that line in The Departed. Oh, you're getting married? Good. It shows that someone can stand the son of a, like
Yeah.
when a guy gets married, it shows that someone can stand the son of a bitch. And I think without her, I think he would get on my nerves the same way he gets on yours. And I agree with everything you're saying. It's obnoxious behavior. I get why Paige goes after him. I just think when I see him with Amanda for some reason, I'm like, it erases a little bit of it for me. I'm like, oh, I like you.
If this show ends, they'll get divorced. I'm calling it now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if they're not on this show, they will get divorced.
I don't think so.
But also, every time I watch a reunion, and it happened this last time, you know who else really likes Kyle?
Andy Cohen.
Andy Cohen.
Well,
think
probably
they're-
because he's like the one like scheduling the conference call. Like he's probably like organizing, like, I'll talk to him. Andy, just call me. I'll talk to him. Like,
I do think he's got to somewhat be on his game with life if he has built this company up to a certain place.
Totally.
and
It just doesn't, like, one good in business doesn't make one good with friends.
Oh yeah,
you know?
no.
Like,
All I mean is like he can't be a total mess. So I'm sure there's got to be parts of him that might be nice. That it's like, oh, you're organized enough that like you always make sure that we have groceries at the house, or like I could imagine he's that guy that always
Yeah.
makes sure that the housekeeper is scheduled.
Like
Something.
a Tom Sandoval. Always getting toilet
the
paper
batteries and the pens.
batteries and pens.
If I didn't
Like
here,
and
there would be
subscribe. I'm gonna go
no
vom.
batteries and pens. I just want to tell you, this guy saw Sierra naked. Just want you to know.
Listen, I think that's funny, and he's kind of cute. Like,
Good thing you don't like dudes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Mike is, has
I'm
the hots
into
for West.
I don't have the hots for him, but he is definitely.
You want this guy all up in your box?
I don't like I'm a David
You
Beckham
don't have a
guy,
box.
but
You like
to
short
me-
kings.
What?
You like
You like
short
short
kings.
kings.
That's
David
what,
Beckham's not short.
he's not tall.
Well, I don't care how tall he is. He to me is the epitome, which sometimes I think is better, and it because like you said, it happens with girls and guys. It happens all the time. I don't know why I keep pointing at you because you're super hot.
Like,
Wes is the epitome of someone that you're like
He's a grower, not a shower.
100%. And then you hang out for 30 minutes or an hour or a night, and you wake up and like you're thinking
You're
about Wes.
1,000%.
Yeah. So like it worked on me. He's got me.
By the way, it worked on me and Nat. That's why we're so pissed at him.
Yeah.
No, listen. Him and Jesse showed up again, and it's like I forgot everything.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm laughing, but I didn't forget.
Sierra almost did. When the producer's like, "Did you ever think?" She's like, "I'm not answering." The producer's like, "So yes," and she's
I
like,
love
"I'm
her.
not doing myself like that." Okay, so yes.
Sierra, I'll do
still
you
fucking
any
think-
way you want, girl. I love
still
her.
think you and Wes might get together. She loves him.
God,
Because he hurt
She
her.
loves him.
Yeah, you always want, like, I don't, but like many women always want to go back and be like, are you sure? Like I feel like we both know you made a big mistake,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
Like, let's
Best
just,
you know of your life.
yeah, like let's
Really
just get it out
hot.
on the table right now. It's gonna make for a much better summer. Like
Yeah.
I do feel like Wes should, God, you know, if he was like a real strategist, he would say, I just want to let you know that that was the biggest mistake of my life. I think about you all the time. Now I'm not dating this year because I'm focusing on me. I've clearly got issues, but just to give her that,
Yes,
like,
Nat.
and then she could move on and she'd be like, I don't want him anyways. Like that was just like a summer, like whatever.
Then he could go whoever he wanted, and it would never be a problem. Everyone would be like,
Yeah.
"So what?"
This is why I said he just needs to give her a genuine apology, not those bullshit apologies of like, I'm sorry your feelings were hurt. No, I'm sorry
Yeah.
I hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
That's the apology, bitches.
Yeah.
Get ready for a good season, y'all. We're excited.
You think I'm two-faced?
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now. Like and subscribe.